The first learning objective is to identify the distinguishing characteristics of a corporation. Before we can do that, we need to talk about abbreviations and definitions. So if you see a company name like Nike Inc., what does the Inc. stand for? It means the company is incorporated. It means they're a corporation, which of course is what we're studying in this chapter. What happens if you see Corp after a company's name, like Microsoft Corp? Corp stands for corporation, of course, and it's just another way to let people know that Microsoft is a corporation. Now in the slides, you might see in parentheses something called a Q+, and it's attached to an account name. So when we're doing journal transactions, you might see a Q+. So if you see the Q+, what that means is, one, the Q means that the account that it is attached to is an equity account. And the plus means in the transaction that shows the Q+, the equity account is increasing. Now let's talk about some definition. Owners of corporations. The owners of a corporation are the stockholders. So in other words, to become a partial stockholder, to become a part owner of Microsoft, all you have to do is buy one or more shares of Microsoft stock. Dividends. Dividends are distributions by a corporation to its stockholders. They're usually cash dividends. Thinking back to sole proprietorships, they have withdrawals. So a dividend is somewhat similar to a withdrawal for a corporation. Remember, a withdrawal for a sole proprietorship is when the owner takes money out for personal use. So a cash dividend is money given to the owners of the corporation, the stockholders, and they get to use it for personal use. Now, not all corporations pay a dividend. In fact, companies that are growing quickly, that are young, usually do not pay a dividend. A corporation, if they choose to have a dividend, they can increase the dividend, they can leave the dividend as is, or they could lower the dividend, or they could even eliminate the dividend. Now, if you see the phrase issuing stock in the slides or the chapter, all that means is the company is selling stock. So issuing means selling. Corporations, of course, issue or sell stock to raise money. And if you see the word earnings, that's just another way to say profits. Later on in the chapter, we'll find out what earnings per share is. And all that really is just profits per share of common stock.